Ming-Chi Kuo just crapped out a big fat plop of leaks for the first half of 2020, a lot of which you're probably going to doubt. Don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, I doubt some of these despite Kuo's pretty reliable track record. For those who forget, Ming-Chi Kuo is not Jesus, okay? His word is not sacred, but he has ended up being extremely accurate in the past, particularly with a lot of his January leaks back that we got in 2019. He predicted the ceramic Apple Watch coming back. He predicted the Pro display, the exact resolution. He was the first person to tell us it was 32-inch 6K resolution. He predicted the frosted glass backs of the iPhone, the triple camera setups, the 10.2-inch iPad way before it came out. So the dude is pretty reliable. He's like one step down from CoinX, and he talked about a bunch of exciting stuff, so let's roll the intro. Let's get the not surprises out of the way. For one, the iPhone 9 or the next generation SE, whatever you want to call it. Some people still have not seen my videos on this, but he is once again confirming that in the first half of 2020, we're going to get the 4.7-inch iPhone. Yes, it's pretty much going to be just an iPhone 8, removed 3D Touch, and replaced with an A13 chip. Very powerful CPU that they put in their flagship iPhones right now, meaning that the 4.7-inch iPhone is going to be somewhat affordable, likely starting around $400, but it's going to get years and years of software updates and will likely have some camera features that we saw in both the iPhone 11 and XR. It only has one lens on the back, but there's a good chance that that lens will be capable of night mode and portrait mode photography, and perhaps the front-facing camera will also be upgraded to support 4K at 60. That is speculative, but it's definitely happening, and it will probably come out in March, if not too affected by the coronavirus. But that is a big issue right now, and that could potentially affect the launches of some of Apple's products, given a lot of this stuff is built in China. Big issues it's got to focus on. I gotta say, won't be too upset if you have to delay the next gen iPhone SE for that reason. Priorities, people. Some of you want a new phone, but some people are dying. So let's figure out levels of importance here. He also once again confirmed that iPad Pro refreshes could be coming in the first half of 2020. This goes along with previous leaks we got with the iPad Pro about how it's basically just getting a triple camera system, likely an updated CPU with the A13X chip. And some people disagreed with me on that video, saying that, you know, this iPad Pro might be worth skipping because people were saying, hey, it could have the ultra wideband chip, it could have Wi-Fi 6, it could have next generation CPU, even though the A12X is still plenty fast. But yeah, that's another upgrade to be expected, potentially at Worldwide Developers Conference, but some reports claim earlier, so we'll see. And now one people are actually excited for. The MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air are supposedly getting updates as well. We're really hoping this means that we get the 16-inch MacBook Pro treatment to the rest of the lineup. I wouldn't go as far as to assume that they're going to bring the Magic Keyboard to the MacBook Air. That thing is so thin, they're probably going to want to keep the butterfly keys on it, but probably give it the latest generation butterfly keyboard. Apple has done so little with the MacBook Air lately, like it's killing people that this thing has not been touched for almost 2 years. That needs some CPU upgrades, that needs some storage upgrades, needs some price drops. That would be greatly appreciated, and I don't know, just a refresh of some sort. Shrink down those bezels, make it a 14-inch MacBook Air, or make a 15-inch version of the MacBook Air for the people who want a bigger screen but don't need all that powerful of a workload. But he did say MacBook Pro upgrades as well, so I'm hoping that means we get our 14-inch MacBook Pro with the Magic Keyboard and with the Escape key coming back, because a lot of people love what Apple did with the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and they just want to see that brought to the smaller option. Given so many people are asking for that, hopefully this is what we're going to see at Worldwide Developers Conference, or potentially sooner. Apple does a lot of site refreshes now, so it could happen at any time. The next report Kuo gave us is definitely one we've talked about in the past. AirTags, an ultra-wideband clip that you will be able to track items of any sort, whether you want to put them on your bag, your bicycle, or just leave one in your car. And this will become part of Apple's giant Find My network, where all registered Apple devices, which there's almost 1.5 billion of them now, are going to be able to encryptedly and anonymously ping other devices, so that if someone stole your phone or your laptop, even without internet, these chips would be in the area and be able to ping back the original owner. So you can locate items that you've lost, even if they don't happen to have a cellular or GPS chip inside them, and the AirTags are supposed to make that even easier. It was referenced in iOS code. I'm sure this thing is coming unless they, you know, did what they did with AirPower and just nuked it because they couldn't get it to work right. But speaking of AirPower, he did mention in this report, this one kind of surprised me, that Apple's working on a smaller wireless charging pad. Something a lot of people forget. The entire iPhone lineup now supports wireless charging, and Apple does not make a single wireless charger, which is bizarre. They sell lots of different wireless chargers at their store. You can get them from Mophie and other companies that they've partnered with, and they even have Apple Watch, AirPod, and iPhone chargers charger, like 3-in-1 chargers that you can buy at their store, but they don't make one themselves. And this is the first time we're hearing a leak of them actually coming back to the wireless charging game post AirPower announcement. So I imagine this is not a revival of AirPower. Don't take it that way. This is not them, hey, we actually figured it out, guys. AirPower's ready now. Don't count on that. I would not believe anyone who claims that. But I think there's a good chance they're making some type of wireless charger that can charge all 3 of those devices at the same time. Probably just not in any configuration. It's likely gonna be a very intuitive form of Apple's 3-in-1 chargers that they sell already. So maybe a little Apple Watch section where you can drop your watch and then just 2 cheap pads next to each other. I don't know, but this is what Quo was telling us. Maybe in 2020 we'll get our first Apple branded wireless charger. And a big one that we've seen reports of and we've heard rumors of for a long time has finally got some more rumors to suggest it's happening. Quo says Apple is working on high-end Bluetooth headphones again. So this goes back to the video I did a long time ago about ProPods, how Apple's audio department is killing it between their MacBooks, the HomePod, the AirPods, and the AirPods Pro. Why haven't they made a pair of over-ears yet? And I know a lot of you are just like, well, they have Beats. Well, Beats sells wireless earbuds too, but that doesn't mean Apple doesn't want to sell AirPods anymore. In fact, AirPods probably still outsell Beats. So I see no reason why they couldn't make their own pair of over-ear headphones. A lot of people have wanted this for a long time. It's still unsure if Apple's over-ear technology was just embedded into the Beats Solo 3s or some other upcoming Beats pair of over-ears, but this report from Quo, who again is pretty reliable, is suggesting that we may end up seeing a pair of very premium over-ear headphones, which I would deem the ProPods because they're not trying to be light and small and compact. They're just trying to sound really good with audio quality. And given there's a lot of people in the audio industry that use Mac, between the Mac Pro and the iMacs, having something that those audio professionals could use or maybe plug into with even Thunderbolt 3 support for extremely detailed audio, but of course it would still wirelessly pair with other devices if you wanted to. I would love to see what they could do with it, but I'm sure it would be quite expensive and controversial. So that pretty much sums up what we're to expect in 2020 from Apple in the first half. He could end up being wrong. Does any of this sound believable to you, or does none of it sound believable to you? If so, feel free to hit me up over on Twitter, join our Discord, and we can endlessly speculate on the naming of the iPhone SE 2985783. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you guys in the next one.